and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Influence again. Tashing. Waterproof. Upheaval. Ooh, those are intense energies, aren't they? But again, the waterproof card, so that's a good thing, right? So it could be that there are some initial intense energies that you need to work through. Oh. Yeah. Magic. Okay, it really looks like suddenly my solar plexus is itching. What's going on? So it seems to me that you just have the feeling, or the fear maybe even, that there are some negative energies pointed towards you. You know, it could be because with this upheaval, it's just something, you know, that's the point when what you have to work through. You know, it's a bit fear triggering, but also not as half as bad as you think, right? So it's this yeah, the wind, you know, if you see that, it seems to me, you know, there's some wind because this has been the roots have been removed and everything. So those are intense energies, but why are they here? You know, it's the question. And I think the energies are just there to silence you in a way, right? It's this fear triggering energy that tries to silence you somehow, where in fact you don't, you know, you don't need to be silenced, or you don't need to have the fear of being silenced somehow. And, you know, I think there's something going on that might cause, you know, because if you look at some influences that you just cannot remove them, right? And that's something that maybe others haven't understood just yet. You know, it's whoever is focused on the energy will also be influenced by it, right? So therefore you are waterproof because you know it, but it could be that now I'm coughing. Why is that? It's this almost like the fear, right? The fear of this happening is maybe just getting a little bit to you, you know? And the thing is, though, you know, when your intentions are not bad in any way, but just, you know, normal, right? So not normal, but like, you don't want harm to anyone, and you don't want, you know, it's this, yeah, you just do things for yourself, right? You do things for yourself, but there is this kind of underlying influence that is maybe, you know, that there's an influence there, but how should I say it? It's either you play with it or you don't, right? Either you look at it or you don't. Either you participate in it or you don't, right? And for you, the best influence for you is just to stay in your lane, right? And to be okay with an eventual upheaval that has nothing to do with you, because you are waterproof. So I think there are some energies around you that are maybe a little bit triggering for you, but the only thing that you can do at this time is just to stay in your power, in your own, like this, right? So and again, you know, two options. This is a closed mouth and those are words, and but still there's a closed mouth and there are words spoken, and there's no mouth in the card, but still there are words, right? So what does this mean? Maybe it means something for you, but what is this? Is it a fear of a negative outcome when in fact there's magic around? You know, whenever I see the brown star, I'm reminded of this feeling of, or the fear of some negative energies somehow. Negative. What does this mean? Triggering or something? You just... I'm just getting a little bit of aggression. You know, it's with the teeth card. When you pull through it, you know, it's like you push through it somehow. You know, it's this being a little bit uneasy, like just a little bit. Yeah, it's like that. Of course, and if a situation like this would happen to you or around you, of course you would feel the impact, but it's not about you. It's not yours. It's not yours. Right? It's not yours. Not at all, actually. But now I'm wondering, is this, is it? No, it's not about time, because there's no time card on the table, right? Except that you could say that caching is something that you do for later, right? But besides that, there's no real time card on the table, even though you could say that, you know, maybe you want to avoid an upheaval and think about doing something later, but in a way you also don't want to wait, because it's like you don't want to be influenced, right? If you don't want to be influenced in any way, you just do whatever you think you want to do, right? And you don't do it because of some sort of fear, right? In a way, you know, it depends. When you know, is it fear or is it knowledge? That's the question. Is it fear or is it knowledge? So if you prepare for winter, you know that in winter there's not much food around, right? That's knowledge. But if you hide something away so no one finds it, that's fear. Right? So teeth are also options for me. Maybe you are weighing your options, whether you should wait or you know, wait or not wait. Right? In something. So it could be that, right? But if you look at this dandelion, this magical one, it feels to me that you shouldn't wait, because it is fully developed. So, because look at this, like this is a fully developed dandelion. You just need to put some, blow it, right? And then the seeds will fly. So there's no need to wait, because even if the seeds are out, right? It's this, even if the seeds are in the ground from this, right? Somehow, they will only grow when it's time. Therefore, it doesn't matter whether you put it, you know, it doesn't matter. And you don't need to fear any of this. It's this, yeah, it's this, I know this feeling too well. It's this, no, you don't, there is no need to fear, right? Because you are strong enough to stay in your lane. And even if you have the feeling or the fear, I think it's more the fear that things will not work out somehow, or things will, there's just this negativity around, right? Then so it's better to do things than to do nothing, right? Because in the end, what you regret is not opening your mouth. If you see this, you know, there's an open mouth, and there's the closed mouth. And if you look where the brown star card is, it's on the closed side, right? Fear a bit, right? And the open mouth card is on the magical side, and the beautiful. So it seems to me this looks like withheld communication, and this is communication. It's just that there's magic involved. And you know, with every experience, it is like when you communicate something and it is working out magically, right? Then of course it's beautiful. And there's nothing to regret. If you're speaking something and it doesn't work out somehow, do you regret it, or would you rather regret not doing it and then sitting back and thinking about, oh, I should have done it? I should have done it, not just waited and stuff like that, you know? So for me, what I see is clearly guidance is do it. And well, what is this influence? Upheaval. Those two cards, they are so intense. So intense, but it looks also fearful somehow, you know? Because they are flying away because it's scary, right? And even there, you know what, there's even this beautiful nest there that's falling to the ground and everything. Those cards are really intense. So it's a typical retrograde reading, isn't it? Yeah. It's okay. Gonna pull a Moonology card and see what we have. Your hard work is paying off, see? Communication is key. Well, right, yeah, that's the thing, you know, if you don't communicate, what should happen? Nothing, of course. And direction. So stuck. Confidence. Know and feel this affirmation beyond a doubt. I am all that I need to get what I want. Oh, or are you afraid of an influence? That's suddenly what I'm getting. This is like, oh, maybe you... Are you thinking about a collaboration? We all have certain beliefs that help us to, or can trap us and keep us from moving toward creative solutions. Are you thinking about some sort of collaboration? This looks like a microphone, doesn't it? Or are you just in fear that are you afraid of whether you're enough to get what you want or something like that? So for you are certainly enough, okay? This card just says it, and it's also clear, you know, this tiger is very powerful, right? And it's standing on top of something very powerful, so there's no need to fear this. It's just that you know, when I look in her face, it's this hesitancy somehow. Hesitancy, or yeah, I mean, it's what you believe. I think the influence card also shows this. Is it like, you know, if you think I'm now noticing the thunder in my belly now. It's this way. It's what you are focused on, what influences you within yourself, right? When you are focused on bad and scary things, then bad and scary things will happen. If you are focused on the good things will happen. That's just almost an automatic in a way. So you have to be totally waterproof towards this struggle, right? So that's that, right? That's important. But why am I like, I'm really nervous, and it just, I don't know, doesn't really feel that good. Doesn't really feel. Why? It just feels like a moment of consideration before taking action of some sort. But as I said, it's you know, more regrettable to not act than to be, you know, because this will hold you in a position that is always this feeling of, oh, I should have, you know. Whereas if you act and you know the truth of a situation, then at least you know the truth, right? You don't regret the act itself. It's just that you find out the truth, right? And if you don't act, you won't find out the truth. So at this point, I'm not even supposed to tell you which direction it will go, because for me, this is really equal. Because this would influence you in a way. And I already have influenced you in a way that I would say, if I was in this position, I would probably just do it and not wait and just do it now, before I end up in a position where I overthink things and sit there for ages and then not doing it at all, but still having the feeling every time the situation comes back around of, I should have done it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's see what's the story. Well-being, happiness. Yeah, in a way, you know, that's the thing, right? Are we really happy if we don't do things? And the bottom of the deck. So if you had a question, this is the answer, right? Or are you hesitant also because other people's feelings are involved in this. I'm suddenly feeling this, as if you are also considerate of something, but, well, I don't know. It's like, or maybe that's the reason why you're hesitant. Maybe you don't want to cause an upheaval. Maybe you don't want, maybe you are just hesitant because you don't want to cause some sort of, maybe what you are thinking about is something that would cause some sort of upheaval, and you can probably sense it. It's this, if you communicate something, you probably already know that this will cause an upheaval for maybe some people that you don't want to hurt. It feels like an upheaval of you don't want to hurt someone, but you have to do it because you have to speak up. Yeah, or you have to live the truth or something. I don't know. Like, you have to do this, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is yours. What's important for you, and not what others think. Right? So it could really be that you need to communicate something that will cause some sort of upheaval, but it is, and you are considering not doing it, but the guidance in a way is, yes, do it. So it went from being hesitant to go somewhere. It's just almost like being too shy, or I don't go there because I'm too shy or something, to a different situation where you are like, nah, I need to. It's like, it's almost then the opposite, where you have to say no to something, or where you have to say something that you know will not be received as well by someone else. It's like delivering bad news. Right? Or delivering news that will hurt people, or doing something that will hurt people, or something like that. But does it really matter? Because it's you. It's about you. Maybe that's why you are hesitant. Because if you look at her, like, she's so... she has got this message in her hand, and she's like... she doesn't want to speak, but she has to. Right? It's this, you don't really want to do it, but you do it. So there are two situations on the table. Maybe they are both. Maybe both are relevant to you, but maybe there's just one relevant for you. I don't know, whatever it is, but the guidance is that you need to focus on your happiness in a way, right? And clearly this hard work is paying off thing also means that, or maybe you are afraid if you communicate something that this will impact your own development of some sorts. With this collaboration, maybe you have to deliver some sort of news, and you think maybe this means that you end up having to do something alone instead of together, but clearly it just wants to say that if this is your doubt or your fear, or if this is in the way, then clearly the guidance is you are enough to reach everything you want, right? So you don't need to act in a certain way to get somewhere. You know what I mean? Right? So there are a lot of mixed energies in this reading. I hope it's helpful. Fact is, you need to focus on your own well-being and what's good for you and what ticks your boxes and what makes you happy. And it's this what's for you, and trust your own feelings. And if this means that there's something that you need to communicate that is maybe that you know will not be well received, but you have to do it because it's the truth, and you don't want to deceive or just, you know, you don't want to withhold something, and you of course need to do it, right? Even though you are considerate and everything, but you have to do it, clearly. So this card is staring at me. Why are you? Patience. Creativity takes time, and sometimes a project can seem to be taking too long or seen to be failing. Or maybe it also, just because this card was staring at me with all the red, and I was just like, So maybe it's also this where you have the feeling that if you communicate something, your own way might take longer. But, you know, patience is sometimes even better than taking the best possible opportunity that is right in front of you, right? Yeah. So if this is a worry for you, you don't need to be scared, or, you know, this was just staring at me, and this one also. Okay, it's just a nature card, golden nature and everything, so let's see. Okay, so I hope it's helpful. And cool your emotions, okay? Reveal what needs to be seen, yeah. So if you have to speak some sort of truth, you need to be aware of your emotions regarding the truth. And the truth, you know, I just feel like you have to deliver some sort of news that are maybe not completely well received or something, I don't know. And the reading is for Libra. And Libra energy is very, yeah, Libra tries to balance everything, you know, and when you have the feeling that you have your message or what you do or whatever might cause some disbalance somehow, it just means that maybe you just don't see the whole picture of, if you focus on your own well-being, this also creates balance for you, right? So if you focus on your own well-being, it puts you in balance, and you never know, you know, maybe you, for example, if you have to deliver some bad news to some people, right? It's this, well, you don't know the whole picture. Maybe you don't want to do it, but in a way you have to, somehow, right? But it doesn't mean that, you know, maybe this is exactly what is needed to create balance. You never know. You know, when you don't see the whole picture. It's just that, you know, from your own perspective, things like this could feel like, I'm causing disbalance, but you are not, in fact, right? You are actually creating balance somehow. And just trust in the magic, right? Yeah, so, yeah, additional info is in the litter box below, but I want to pull another card. Second, doesn't it? So, this deck is a very special deck. It's the deck where every card has the same meaning. And the meaning is, let's see. Everything is going to be okay. Yes. Okay, so, yeah, additional info is in the litter box below, and see you next time. Bye-bye.